Good evening, everybody. Hope everything's coming in okay. Just made it. My cuppa, that is. Evening, guys. Hey, Andy. I know I could count on you. And no, Sean Carl, I got my walker parked in the apartment. I don't need it. My apartment's so small. Yeah, you couldn't get a walker around in here. Well, gosh, it's great to see so many folks already jumping in. We got 9 people. And, I mean, for crying out loud, we've only been running a minute. That's great. Oh, there's 10. Oh, we got people jumping on all over the place. Okay, I'm going to take a quick look. We have Rod Markins, of course, and we got Sean. Carl, he's always around. Rod and Sean, they're fixtures here at the Sty Shack. Running Water, he's right here on a Wednesday night. He must be done driving for the day. We got Moon Phase 5. Great to see you. Wonderful having you here. And he says, good evening, Papa Sty. And of course, Andy K. He's always. Usually, when you find him, I'm lurking somewhere. Or if you find me, he's lurking somewhere. Yeah. Hey, Rolling Homestead. Great to see ya. Great to see ya. Plain old Chuck. Awesome. Didn't jump in, I kind of waddled in. Yeah, Sean Carl was suggesting before I came on that I was heading to my chair with my walker. Andy K. already retracted a message. He has to practice at the beginning of the stream so he can make it through the stream, because having a blue wrench, he doesn't want to get bumped, you know. Holy smokes, my concurrent viewers. Analytics just flip-flopped. It went from 11 viewers to 81, back down to 11, then down to 9. So, hey, go back to that 81. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, boy, great people right from the get-go. All my great conversationalists. Yeah. All folks I want around the campfire with me. Yeah, I like that Moon Phases 5. Sty is on. I'm here. Andy K. Too many voices all wanting to type at once, mate. Yeah, it's a bummer, ain't it? Hey, I was saying something. No, I'm saying it. No, I am. Yeah. Moon Phase 5 says YouTube is sure getting goofy, yeah? Oh yeah, they cease to amaze me. Margie Yeomans, hey, great to see ya. Welcome to the campfire. Great to have you on. All is well. Is the music too loud for you folks? Because I can't adjust it if it's too loud. Plain old Chuck found some pheasant backs today. Wow. out in the woods. We just got miserable wet weather here. I mean, it's nasty enough that Sty hates it indoors, but oh, I didn't want to be out there today either. I'm not going to want to be out there. The rest of the week looks lousy, but I got to get out there and do some video work, so in the next couple of days, 2-3 days, probably not tomorrow, but Friday or Saturday probably. Friday or Saturday I'll be out. Thanks, Margie, for letting me know. No morels though. Yeah, that last time I was out when the weather was still good, I was watching for the morels. They're real spotty up here where we're at, and you'll get into some great areas that produce pretty good. Problem is I haven't been able to get into those areas. The roads are trashed to even check. Now I know they've been finding a few over in the UP, Upper Michigan, so yeah. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello to each other. That's wonderful, because we're all buddies hanging around the campfire. Trent's in the house. Hey, hi Trent. Now, like I always say, you know, this isn't a promote your channel place. We just hang out and chat, but I do encourage everybody, check each other's channels out if you haven't. Everybody that's on board right now, they're all great channels. So if you haven't checked each other out, do it. Yeah, thanks for the reminder there, Rolling Homestead. I was going to just do the same thing. Say, hey, folks, if you think of it, hit the thumbs up and share this out. Get some of your friends to come on over to the campfire. Plano Chuck says, I had an educational day today. Might make a video about it tomorrow. LOL. Well, now you sparked my curiosity there, Chuck. You better make a video about it. I watched one today, one of Hike with Mike's, his newest video. And oh my gosh, I just sat here almost in tears. He had beautiful weather. Two of his buddies and him, they went out camping overnight and hiking around, and oh yeah. Well, there's Hike with Mike right now. I was talking about you, Mike, and talking about your very last video out there with a couple of buddies in that beautiful weather, hiking around in the woods. Oh man. As I said in the comment I left, I was jealous. Like I told the folks here, I was almost in tears watching you guys. The weather's so terrible here. It's always great to have Hike with Mike in the house. Plano Chuck says, haha, nah, just got reminded of things I should have remembered from 30 years ago about walking in the woods. Kind of like one of my past videos I did. Don't step on that. I think back over the years how many things out in the woods I shouldn't have stepped on that. Margie says, Sty and all must just listen. Won't be active in chat. I'm not a channel, just a supporter. Thank you. Hey, Margie. Yeah. You know, and that's the thing too, folks, is we do have a lot of people that are just they're supporters. They like to hang out and visit, and that's great. Not everybody is a creator. In fact, my original days in YouTube, I spent almost 3 years watching in the background. Never had anything to say. I didn't leave comments, nothing. And then boom, I ended up putting my first video up and ended up being a creator. But before that, no, I was a watcher. Nothing wrong with that. Rod says, if I don't sleep again tonight, I'm gonna go film my first video tomorrow. Well, good, Rod. Good. Well, it's not good if you don't, if you don't sleep, but it's good if you get out there and make a video. Yeah, I've got some really good news I'm going to share with you guys a little later in the stream. It's really good news. So, you got that to look forward to. I ain't letting the cat out of the bag right now, though. Yeah, Mike says it was a great time talking bushcraft and being goofy. Yeah, that's what I mean. It looked like so much fun. You guys, I could tell so much how you guys were interacting and just enjoying each other's company and just loving it out there. And it was so easy to tell that you were all one in it. It was awesome. I always miss those days. Oh, looking down the list here. Kendra Shields, hello. Everybody say hi to Kendra. Great to see you, Kendra. Hike with Mike says, Sty, when me, Campfire Steve, and the Swamp Camper go out camping, we revert to being 12 years old again. Isn't that easy to do? It's so easy to do. That adventurous young spirit all of a sudden comes right out, and you're just a kid again. Yeah. Oh man, and you totally forget your age until you hurt something, and then you're going, oh, I don't remember that hurting like that before. But yeah, that's so great, and that's such a great way to put it, Mike. Trent says, no channel here either, just like to hang out. Yes, and that's why I say everybody's welcome around the campfire. Everybody's welcome at the Sty Shack. You don't need to be a creator. That's like Todd. He'll probably pop in tonight. He likes to visit, and he doesn't have a creator's channel. And Todd is such a great supporter. He's always there. He's always around. Oh, Rolling Homestead said, all right, Sty, got to get back to work. Break is over. I will be on at 11 p.m. tonight. Take care, my friend. Okie dokie. See if I can't roll over there. Moon Phases 5 says, salutations to all you nice people. Rod says, been up for 2 days. Oh my gosh. You're starting to sound like Andy. Oh, and then Rod says, did you hit the Powerball? Oh, we'd be filming from a different location if I won the Powerball. Yes, we'll talk to you later, Moonface 5. Yeah, it's nice that you popped in, Kendra. That's great. Thank you for showing up. Moonface 5 says, I'm staying, Sean. I have a big smile. And Sean, oh, okay, great. Rolling's leaving, I'm staying, he says. I'm taking a... Nope, I'm not. Wouldn't let me. Oh, anyway. Moonface 5 was just saluting everybody. Rod's done it all my life, sometimes 2 and 3 days. Yep. Thanks, Moonface. Yeah, everybody seems to like this background. I've got a few that are in my to purchase list that I'll swap out once in a while just to change things up. Seasonal ones. I'm sitting here looking at my panel and realizing there's this big delay, and then I realized I was on the wrong screen. So now it doesn't look so odd. Old man, sorry I'm late, says old man. I would have put sorry I am late, but then I'm old. I use that a lot. It's just like I always tell folks out hiking around. You know, I take folks once in a while. I'll get somebody that's brave and wants to go hiking with me. And they're a lot younger. So they just want to, oh man, they're all full of it. And I'm heading down the trail. And and they go, come on, Sty, you're so slow. I said, slow and steady wins the race. And they go, oh, come on. And I say, hey, I may be slow, but then again, I'm old. So go ahead. I'll meet you there. Oh yeah, that cabin that I'm using for the background for the Sty Shack. Yeah, when I saw that picture, I got it off of Unsplash, and they're royalty-free pictures. But I saw that picture, and I'm going, oh yeah, give me the cabin. I'll never leave. I'll send somebody to town for my supplies. I won't even go get them myself. Andy, yeah. Hey, old man, better late than never. Cap'n. Yeah. Rod says, I felt old for years. Okay. Moonface says, I like that better than the green screen. See, I was getting geared up to do green screen like so many other channels do. And then Running Water is my oldest son. He sent this to me, unbeknownst to me, and it shows up one day. I open that package up and I'm going, wow, that's awesome. I'll put that over my chair or over my sofa or over my couch. Then I thought, heck no, I'm hanging that on the wall behind my studio chair here, and here, come to find out, he sent me clips for it to put on, because that's a concrete wall actually behind me, and you can't get nothing into this. If you get something in it, it don't stay in it. So these adhesive clips work great for hanging that tapestry. And the tapestry, once it was up there, and I did a couple of videos with that as a background, I'm going, oh, no kidding. If I'm going to go live, that's what I'm going to have for a background from now on. And so he set me off on it. Yeah. Old man says, Sty North, where are the marshmallows? You weren't sure, huh? I'm going to roast one real soon here. I'm not going to ever do an around the campfire without roasting a marshmallow. Ain't happening. Running Water says, I'm never late. I always arrive exactly when I intended to. And that may not be on the time schedule of somebody else. That's the way I am. Especially now that I'm retired. I'll get there when I get there. Hike with Mike says, those youngsters have not learned the master skill of patience. It's not slow. Patience is an art that needs to be honed and takes a long time to master. Take heed to what Mike just said. Yes, sir. That's where, and I'm going to do that video sometime this late spring. Maybe early, well, it might, the end of June, early July at the latest. I want everything, I want the woods greened up and established and settled for the season. And I'm going to do the video won't be that long, but I'm going to do a 4-hour mile, and I'll do little video clips along that mile. But you want to learn patience, you go out on a known track and you know the distance. Let's say it's a half a mile, do it in 2 hours. If it's a full mile, do it in 4 hours. And people go, how in the heck can you take 4 hours to walk a mile? By the time you're done with that mile, you know every square inch of that mile. And you don't miss a thing. You see everything that's going on in nature in that mile. It's awesome. It's awesome. You just and until you do one, I've had clients that I've done 2-hour miles in, and they'd go home, and then they would go out and do a 4-hour mile just to experience it. And they all said the same thing. It taught them so much about patience. I don't want to miss too much here. Rod Markin, where's the campfire? For me to roast my marshmallows on? It's right here. It's my backpacking stove. By golly. Andy says, my ex-wife always complained about me being too early, picking her up from shopping, taking her to work, always early. I had the same issue with my ex-wife. She did not like going to work early, and I was always a half hour early to work. I don't think there was a day I wasn't at least a half hour early to work. And she'd say, well, you're giving them free time. And I told her, I said, no, they're paying me for it. They're paying me whatever it takes to accomplish my job. I was salaried. She wasn't. And I said, just do that extra half hour, do what you do at home. Nothing. Kendra Shields says, we need some s'mores. Now, Donnie Running Water gave me, I didn't find any the other day when I went to the store. I just went to the wrong store, but I'm going to find them. I've seen them online. I'm going to find them marshmallows that are chocolate on the inside and try using those for s'mores. Because if I add a Hershey bar and the graham crackers to the marshmallow, I told everybody last week I'll be sitting here with my insulin pen giving myself shots and eating s'mores. But I think that chocolate stuffed marshmallow could be the happy middle ground for me. Moonface said, so Mike, we are old by the time we learn patience? Not necessarily. You might learn before that, and hopefully you do. You should be patient, especially when it comes to getting old. Don't worry, it's coming. Just be patient, it's coming. Kendra said, oh, Mike said, Moonface, some learn quickly, most learn slowly. And then Kendra said, s'mores first, then snores. Yeah. Too many s'mores mean a lot of snores. Well, thank you, Moonface. Rod says, well, I used to get it the old-fashioned way. Quit that a while ago. Who were you talking to, Rod? Oh, yeah, I need some snores, Kendra. LOL, yeah. Oh, Andy said, serious, Rod, try CBD. Old man says, roast one for me, Sty. That's coming real quick here, old man. Mike says, Sty, I still need to find time to do my Buying Memories Swamp Talk. All credit to you, hopefully in the next few weeks when I get back in the swamp alone. I have had company lately in the swamp. Yeah, I am looking forward to it, Mike. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, after that talk the other night when I was talking about buying memories and yeah. Andy said, don't do as I did, Kendra. 7 grams of skunk flesh cooked in about a dozen brownies. Scoffed a lot in one morning. Kendra says, ugh, skunk flesh? No thanks. LOL. Would have been funny though, Andy K. Not as in the animal, Kendra, just a really strong plant. Yes, skunk flesh. my oldest sister had a plant in her trailer house, and the first time I went to visit her, well, that plant hit the ceiling and was heading out, almost covering a third of her living room in her trailer house. The minute I walked in the door, I told her, I said, "Oh yeah, the skunk has died. It's time to do an autopsy on it." Those were the days. Kendra says, "Yes, Sty, chocolate stuff, marshmallows with Hershey bar also." Yeah, if I wasn't diabetic, I would be jumping right in, Kendra. Gemma's Journey snuck in on me. I didn't see her come in. Yes, Gemma's Journey is great. I mean, she is such a wonderful, sweet person. She lives with autism, and she does a huge service for the autistic community. Huge service. Huge. Pooza Studios, love listening to you talk like smooth whiskey. Hey, that must be Andrew. Oh, folks, anybody in this house that hasn't been to Pooza Studios, you have to make your visits occasionally over there and learn something. Okay, now they will help support your channel. They will. But they have a lot to teach you too. Everything you're seeing here, everything you see on my homepage on my channel, I'll tell you what, you can just go back to my old videos, look at my playlist, back at the old videos, come forward, look at what's going on now, look at the thumbnails, look at my banner, look at everything that's going on my channel. A minimum of 90% of what you see on that channel came from the advice I gleaned out of Pooza Studios channel. Yeah, you can't say enough for him. He's laughing. He says, "You're such a class act." Well, what? Now, I was over in his stream before I had to come to mine. Hey, Cheesehead, good to see you here. Yeah, well, I mean, 16 in the house and no paycheck for Cheese. Pooza says, "We are so proud of you, Sty North, and have done such an amazing job, my friend." And I keep coming back to you because I still need to learn a lot. There's a lot to learn from you guys, and that's why I feel I'm going to keep growing. I got to take a look. I got people jumping in the house. I'm falling behind, and like I said, Gemma's in the house. She's a charm. Then I've got, yeah, Andy, get the peace pipe out. It's sister's trailer time. She was dating a cop, and he'd come over and he'd sit underneath that huge pot plant. And I'd just sit there drooling, thinking, boy, I'm taking some of that back to Minnesota with me, because she lived in Iowa. And I kept telling her on the side, your boyfriend should not be a cop. And she said, why not? I said, he complained about the smell in your trailer and sits right underneath that pot plant and hasn't said a word about it. And she goes, he don't know what it is. I said, part of me says he should not be a cop. The other part of me says, boy, if all the cops were that dumb. Yeah. Watch the garden grow, right? Oh, yeah, it's 2:30 there. Gemma's from over the pond, and she just woken up. That's nice that you jumped here. I gotta get ahead here. Sarcasm is my life is in the house. Great to see you. It says, if that's your cabin in the picture, it looks like a piece of heaven. Love your channel. Your voice is so soothing and should be on the radio. See, now I listen to myself and I go, eee, who'd want to listen to me? I gotta tell you, if you guys think so, okay, I'm glad. Yeah, I fell way behind. Gemma said, thank you for believing in me and being my friend. It means the world to me. Hey, Gemma, I'm sorry I don't leave a bunch of comments over on your channel, but I watch everything that goes up on your channel. I'm following you and your success. It's wonderful. And a lot of people have a lot to learn from you. I love that video, that last one that you did with the on the cures and treatments. I love that. You are so right. I agree with you. You don't need to cure a person for who they are. Yeah. You folks, to understand it, you'd have to go over to her channel and watch it. But she hit that dead on. People trying to cure autism because of a person's behavior. Well, we've been trying to cure Andy. That, I think, is a justified attempt. But trying to cure folks with autism? No. Can't you accept people for the way they are? Blues guitar guy, yes! He says, he's good, Andy. A bit frustrated, been recording guitar tracks and don't like any of them. Try again later. Isn't that a bummer? Isn't that a bummer? And, of course, any creator, and especially people that are musically inclined, they're their own worst critics, you know. They really are. Okay. Yeah, Moonface says, fellow cheesehead here. Oh, Cheesehead says it's time to cook some bacon up. I'll tell you what, Cheesehead, yeah, Andy was telling Blues lumps on the head from the wall there. Tomorrow, Cheesehead, I'm making a chicken bacon cheddar ranch salad. It's with the shell noodles. That should turn out quite good. Gemma says, you're very soothing. Oops. You're very soothing. It's a pleasure to be here. See, and that's something folks don't understand either, is how different noises, different noise levels affect people that are autistic. And I'm glad that you feel that it's soothing. Stingray Steve, hey, hi. Yeah, folks see Pooza in the house and they go, oh, hi, Pooza. I'm honored. I am honored to have those folks stop in the house whenever they stop at the Sty Shack or around the campfire. Yes, I am very honored. They are very busy people. Okay, I'm going to try to slide down a little bit here. Blues told Andy it's not the wall slapping my forehead trying to do a little different arrangement of America the Beautiful, but it has to be right. That would be cool to hear. Andy says, cure me. Doctors gave up on that idea decades ago, took my own health in my own hands, and hey, presto, all those nasty meds in the bin. Just the nice ones now. Yeah. And Andy's a happier person. Plain old Chuck says, cure Andy. Mission impossible, but then we'd miss the old one. Yes, don't fix Andy, because I like Andy the way Andy is. Old man says, Sty, I just ordered some shaga from the internet. I got to try it. Oh, old man, I wish you would have let me know. I could have sent you a small, at least a decent sample to have a few batches. Oh. Running water. Andy is more of a quarantine plastic bubble case. Hike with Mike says, I did film work for my buddy's documentary. Here I go again. It was about getting the band back together when they were in their 40s. Funny documentary. I bet. Yeah. Rod says, bacon will make your hair fall out. Been eating it all my life. Andy, sorry, disappeared for a moment there. Son messaged me on Facebook. Life is big, Andy. Sometimes you gotta step out of the room. Stingray Steve. Nice to meet you, Gemma's Journey to Grace. Yes, you'll find out she's a real charm. Running water. I prefer the soft-walled room. Plastic's bad for the oceans. Yeah. Old man. Some shaga? Shaga? Yeah, in fact, well, no, I'm good. I'll make it to Sunday with my last batch. Andy says, Sty's hair didn't fall out. It just fell forwards. It's fallen. Gemma said, sorry, my internet just cut out. It's back now. Yeah, isn't that a bummer when the internet cuts in and out? I have got to say, I had the worst internet, and now Kendra must have been leaving. Kendra, happy dreams, just like Andy said. But I see Stingray Steve said, hi Gemma, check out my son. Did I miss something, Steve? Did I miss something about your son? And I've watched so many of your videos. Old man says, Sty, send anyway so I can compare it. You know what, old man? I'll get in touch with you. I gotta take a look at my supply here. I've got some I've got a stash. I gotta find it. I gotta find my stash, and it might take me a little while to get it to you, but I'll get you some. Eileen. Hi. Eileen, I can't, I'm telling you folks, I can't go to any streams out there without getting a hi Sty from Eileen. She's great. She's absolutely great, guys. Jenna says, love you, my friend. My internet cut out for a minute. I'm back. Blues guitar guy says, actually wives make our hair fall out. I should know. I have had a dozen or so. Boy, some guys just never learn. Eileen, did you see that, folks? I'm so far behind right now on the chat. Thank you so much, just because of you, just because you're you. Thank you so much. She says, Sty, when are we going to go fishing? Yeah, opener Saturday, isn't it? Lousy weather. Hey, geez, it's going to have to be towards the end of the month. I kind of zapped my resource and it kind of held me back a little bit, but I'll be good towards the 15th of the month. So over the next couple weeks, let's make some plans. Yeah, okay. I've got to take a look at what's going on. Yeah, Blues has to make this statement. Big, little, short, and tall. I wish I could have them all. I can't believe that, Eileen. That was so wonderful of you. Old man says, Sty, when the bay leaves get bigger, I will send you some if you want. Yes, sir. After you get some chaga from me, you can return the favor with a few bay leaves. That'd be awesome. Stingray says I'm on my mobile hotspot. Yeah, thank you, Gemma. Eileen really did me a favor there. Stingray Steve's talking about his son. He is gifted. I just love that term. In fact, you folks, if you can, make sure to show up for the Sty Story Sunday this coming Sunday night at 7 p.m. Central Time, because that Sty Story is about someone that persevered where others felt that the person fell short. I think a lot of you will enjoy that story. Blues Guitar says he's going to go try again. See y'all later. The only easy day. See ya, Blues. Hey, size detecting. Cole's Papa. Just walking through, stop to say hi to everyone and give Sty the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, everybody hit that thumbs up. Great. It's great to see I hate falling so far behind. That's where I could use a co-host sitting here. Like Pooza has his wife monitoring that chat for him. Yeah, Chuck said he bought some. He's talking about Shaga on the internet from Atomic Nature Wild Canadian Shaga mushrooms. Seems pretty good, but I'm no expert. I've never personally gotten into a bad batch of Shaga. so and he says, Stingray, like more hot dogs. And he says, you mean the government screwed you over? Seriously annoys to hear that. Pay into them all your life and then getting hit again when you retire. No wonder politicians get shot. Ain't that the truth, Andy? Sean Carl says. Andy, not so much a stash, more a warehouse on a long-term lease. Gemma, thank you for the compliment so much. Gemma said, Sty North, you're truly awesome and everybody needs to know. I don't know about awesome, but hey, I like being people's friend. I like to be the friend of many people. I try to be the best friend I can for as many as I can. Blues had to go. Rod says, LOL, maybe I'll come visit. And he says, always welcome, Rod. I hope you like heights. Yeah, I live in a bungalow, but the altitude changes frequently. She said, goes, co-host? What's it pay? He's looking for an upgrade. He's looking for an upgrade. Someday, geez, you and I are gonna do a stream together here. Rod says, oh, Rod asks, anyone catching any big fish? I haven't been able to get out and fish yet. Oh, I'm so frustrated. Before I get started, I'm going to running water, filming the shed and tree projects could be funny. Okay. Rod said it pays in marshmallows and coffee. And then Chuck said, she said it pays 10% more than you're getting now. I always love that when someone says, you're going to get a 15% raise. On what? I ain't getting nothing. Right. 15% of nothing is nothing more. Andy. Yeah, go check out Stingray Steve, folks, if you haven't in the past. Do so in the future, because Steve's fishing all the time, and he's always got great videos, and he live streams while he's out there fishing too. You gotta check him out. And he's always catching fish. Okay. Gemma's Journey says, "While I'm blessed and honored to have you as my friend, I'm very humbled." No, you deserve it, Gemma. Native Grammy, hi. I'm sitting here trying to catch up on my chat. Hi. Native Grammy says, "Slept in, went shopping for my son's birthday this morning after work, but I made it." Great. Oh man, there's another one, Native Grammy. If you haven't checked her out, if you like tooling around out in the woods, just jumping in the rig and going down them back roads, that's a stream to follow. Yes. And there's another one. I want to apologize to any of the creators in my chat that if you're not seeing my comments on your videos, worry not, because I am watching as many as I possibly can, and I'm always hitting the thumbs up on them. Always. You guys got great content, and seems like I got no time. But I try my best, my absolute best. Rod says he needs to put new string on his reels. I'm doing that tomorrow. I'm re-stringing 1, 2, 3 reels tomorrow. Oh, you're welcome, Steve. Hey, your channel's great, man. Well, first of all, I love seeing you folks out in that boat, just enjoying every minute of fishing. The surprises that come up sometimes. I can see why they call you Stingray Steve when you're yanking up some of them stingrays off the bottom. I used to go down to the Gulf Coast side. I used to go down to the Fort Myers area, St. Petersburg. Friends down there, and for 3 summers in a row. And he had an awesome 36-foot boat with full cabin, flying bridge, big open rear deck. And we go out on that boat before the sun would rise. We'd follow the tide out. He always said, follow the tide out, follow the tide home. We'd be out all day and then some. I gotta jump down. Okay, Gemma. I will even if it's a little bit beyond your wishes, I'll slow down on the pumping up of Gemma. I can't quit. When she comes in the house and when she does something wonderful for me, I'm sorry, I can't hold my tongue. Okay? Love you, Gemma. And a ton of hugs back at you. Ton of them. Yeah, caught a sawfish, for crying out loud. That was a big bugger too. I can't remember how much he said that thing weighed or how big it was, but yeah. I just, I love everything I see here. Andy's monofloor braid, not used to Zebco since I was a kid. Just don't see them over here anymore. I was in Walmart yesterday, and I couldn't believe how many Zebco rigs they had. And for a while there, I wasn't seeing them. Zebco must be trying to make a comeback. But for me, I use spin casts all the time, and for certain rigs I run spider wire. Sometimes braided, sometimes mono, but spider wire's always treated me well. Yeah, Zepco 33, man, I have had so many of those over the years. The old dependable. Yeah, the open bales, the old Shakespeare's. I just bought one that's a Japanese made open bale. I just bought one yesterday. Paid about $50 for it. And there's a reason why I bought that rod. Sometimes this goes slow, other times it goes fast. Running water says it's been about 20 years since I've been fishing, 15 years if you count noodling catfish. Will the Rocker Will. Hey Sty, good evening. Hope you're doing wonderful. I am, and that much more wonderful seeing you stop in at the campfire. Great to see ya. Stingray Steve said I stopped hunting after I retired. I'm actually going to maybe get back into doing some hunting starting this next season, next fall. Do some bird hunting, grouse hunting up here, and maybe some deer hunting. Yeah, Donnie, running water could wet a line if he ever had time at home, time off. He needs to get a rig to carry in his truck so that when he passes some of these lakes, he can wet a line. There, he's saying it right there. Rod says he has some spider, maybe too old though. And he says, been thinking of pulling the trigger on a pen. At the moment though, I have so many reels, most Shimano's. Had many Shimano's over the years. Find it hard to justify yet another reel. Yeah, it's tough. I just can't swing it right now. Cheesehead says, I picked up a nice heavyweight Daiwa rod today at the thrift store for $8. The original price tag was still on it for $28. Yeah, Cheesehead. Oh. Gemma's Journey Grace says, Sty North, I'm going to make a poem just for you, my friend. Oh my Lord, Gemma. Oh my Lord, that would be awesome. Hey, I seen just popped in at the bottom. Canoe Hound Adventures is in the house, everybody. Hey, great. Old man says, I still have my old Mitchell Garcia 300 reels. Oh, seriously? Yeah. I think most of you were here when I explained that I had all of my tackle and all of my rods and reels, everything related to fishing stolen. Now, you won't believe this, I was in my adventure trailer, which is packed full of my junk, which will be moving out of there eventually, but I was digging through a couple of things, and I came across one of my Lazy Ikes. So the blankety blank that stole all of them, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of tackle from me. Didn't get every lazy Ike. There was one that wasn't in the tackle box. I'm amazed. Plano Chuck says I put 8 rods in the rod box of my boat today. Different tools for different jobs. Yes, sir. Stingray Steve said I moved out of the mountains. Yeah. You move out of the mountains and onto the water, I'm good with that. Yeah, Andy says 8 rods. I carry 2 max and a couple of spools of different line per reel. Yep. Sometimes I tie a string to a stick. Done that a few times. That's the way I caught 90% of my brook trout out in northwestern Montana for 4 years. I'm not kidding, 90% of it. I own 3 beautiful fly rods. I usually use a stick and some monofilament. I'd fly out of my hat. I always had all the way around the rim of my hat. I was just packed full of trout flies. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys know something that I said I was going to mention it later. I'm sure a lot of you have seen Todd pop up, and he has supported my channel so graciously. Well, yesterday, to my surprise, I was just checking my accounts and balancing my finances and weighing what I'm going to do with proceeds from YouTube, from the channel and that. And I was contemplating on when I could get my kayak, how soon I would actually be able to swing for it. Well, so I looked at my PayPal account, and Todd made a huge, absolute gracious contribution to the channel, specific for me to put towards the kayak. I will be getting my kayak the end of May, around the 24th, 25th of May, thanks to Todd. So Sty is going to be on the water, not next to it. I am thrilled to death. I actually should have enough funds to get the life jacket. I got to get a different kayak paddle than the one coming with it. Better quality. And the rooftop carrier pads for the kayak. And I think I can even swing those. So Sty will be fishing in style by the 1st of June. But I've been floating around on cloud 9 ever since I saw that in the PayPal account yesterday. I couldn't believe it. I messaged him and told him that he doesn't even know how much he has helped me. He has helped me just absolutely beyond. Will the Rocker Will says, I use pop lures for bass. Yeah, I like poppers. Poppers work pretty good. I would say my best bass over the years have always been topwater. Topwater. I've had good luck with spinners, but buddies of mine have done better with spinners than I seem to do. And I revert back to the poppers and all the topwater baits. And doesn't seem to fail. Once I have that kayak, by the way, I'm heading out to Pine Lake. If any of you saw my Pine Lake video, I'm heading out to Pine Lake. be camping 1 or 2 nights and putting that kayak in that lake. There's a couple other lakes I'm going to be trying too, that are known for a population of fish, and then I'll go test some of those other small lakes that I've done videos of. I have another video coming up tomorrow, and that's a trip out to Cabin Lake. I cannot get any data on that lake whatsoever, but I'm betting that lake's got fish in it. So my next trip out to Cabin Lake will be with telescopic rod in the backpack, a little bit of bait. Andy says he's got a whole box of 1/4-ounce poppers I've never used. And Stingray Steve says, I love brookie. Oh, my family loved brookies when we were in Montana. During the summer, it was a common meal for us, not just breakfast, but a common meal. It could be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Huckleberry pancakes and freshly fried up brookies. And where we lived, we camped. Everybody says they're camping there. No, we lived there. It was get the pancakes ready, and Pop was going down to the creek, which was only 40 feet from our camp. And I'd walk down to the creek, cut myself a little sapling, throw a piece of monofilament, a fly on it, boom, 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 catch enough brookies to feed a family of 6, along with everybody getting a huge stack of huckleberry pancakes. Oh boy, do I miss those meals. And I see Native Grammy. See her eyes. See her eyes. Yeah. She's not a good lurker. She's got a peek. She's got a peek. Gemma says, Sty North, talking of hats, I bought a new one similar to the style you're wearing now. Oh, that is cool. That is cool, Gemma. Oh, yeah, Andy says, cool, Gemma. Sean's having to leave. It's always great having Sean here. Always great. He's from our general neck of the woods, so it's always great to have Sean here. Will the Rocker will. I cannot believe Walmart has really nice kayaks there. Speak of the devil, that's where mine's coming from. The one I wanted is sold out nationwide. You cannot get that kayak. I searched and I searched and I searched. It's a new issue kayak, first year production. Our Walmart had one. Now that one I would have had to waited till June to get, because that one was over $500, a little over $500. But boy, was that a sweet rig. And it was a 12-footer. Old Sty, he'd never fall out of that dang thing. I'm not afraid of rolling a kayak over. A Sty can swim. And I will have a life jacket anyway, at least a kayaker's jacket. But that was a sweet, sweet kayak for the money. And I'm going with a Lifetime Tamarack 100 fishing kayak, and it's a sit-on, and it's very basic. But I've watched so many videos on modifying them and tricking them out that, yeah, that's what I decided to go with. And it'll cost me about $4 at the end of the day to get all rigged up. So I'm good with it. Yes, Sean Carl. Always hate to see him go. Running Water says, I'll have a U-Haul on the 24th if you need help hauling kayak. Nope, Won't need it, buddy. It'll slide right in the back of my truck. It sticks out about 4.5 feet. I got a red flag for it. I can haul it. And then I'm only hauling it as far as your place, by the way, because at your place is where I'll put the roof unit on, and then it'll go up on the roof of the truck, and that's where it'll stay. Stingray Steve, paddle tails in the ocean for stripers. Yeah. Yep. Native Grammy says it was so nice seeing Wisconsin in your videos. Well, I'll tell you what, it is so nice seeing Oregon in yours. Yeah, Canoe Hound says, I watched it, Sty. Looks like a nice area. Yeah, it is. It's sweet. We've got a couple of lakes that are awesome. There's one, Sisquid Lake. I'll be fishing that. There's a little campground there. It tends to get a little crowded on weekends, but during the week it's quieter. And I'll be going there because I've seen 28 to 30, 32-inch walleyes coming out of that lake over the years constantly. It's a little difficult fishing them in that lake just because of the structure and the clarity of the water. You know, you're swapping out gear on and off to get them to strike, but they're in there and they're monsters. Some of them are just monsters. And good bass in that lake too. So I'm going to go spend a week or 2 or 3 days out there once I have the kayak. That's another one of those lakes you ain't fishing it from the bank. You're going to be fishing it. You got to be out on a boat, and I will be. Rod says have a place just across the street that sells them less than 100 yards away. She said, I love red and white crazy crawlers and jitterbugs for bass and northerns. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I had, oh man, Chuck, I just scrolled down to try to catch up. Chuck, oh man, better get some snacks for your first voyage. Oh Lord, thank you so much. Oh, everybody take a look at that. Chuck, you're great. You are absolutely great. You guys always catch me off guard. Oh man. Will says, I love when I go fishing in between old trees in the water. All the bass love to be underneath the old trees. Oh yeah, yeah. Old dead tree structure is awesome for bass. They'll hold big bass. Stingray Steve, pink meat brookies. Love them smoked too. Rod says as long as fish is cooked, it's good. Native Grammy says making dinner and listening. She said, yeah, brookies are great. I hope to tie into a couple this weekend. Good luck, Cheese. Let me know how it goes, man. And then old man said, what would hit a field mouse so hard that it would snap 15-pound test line on the strike? Well, I've seen 40-inch muskie do it. I actually got fined. This is before I was married and even had children. because even way back then it was illegal. I got fined. I don't remember how much it was. It was considerable, because they caught me out on the lake with a box full of mice, and I was tying mice to these big nasty trebs, big treble hooks, and I would tie the mouse just forward of the eye of the treble hook. I would tie them on to the leader, and I'd cast them out there, and that treble hook would hang just below the mouse, and that old mouse would swim around, and I'd cast them into the reed beds, and them dang muskies would come flying out of them reeds and boom, hit that mouse. Game warden come up with his boat, caught me with that box full of mice, and he said that in the state of Minnesota it was illegal to use live mammals or foul birds for bait, and there was a big fine for it. Yeah, Stingray Steve says, old man, a pickerel. Yeah, a big pickerel, northern pike. Big pike will hit them too. Pike love baby ducklings. Tell you what, I had a lure that looked like a baby duckling. Another thing that we would fish for big pike were these bats. You make it. You take a mouse body, not a live mouse, not a real mouse, but it's a mouse body lure, soft lure with the fur, and we'd attach rubber wings to it. And what you did was you made a popper out of it, but it's quite large, and usually you had a double treble on it, and we cast those into the reed beds and pop them out of the reed beds, and then big pike would come flying out of there and hit them, thinking they're bats that hit the water. Will the Rocker says they're good prices too, not cheap at Walmart, $400 to $500. Yeah. The one I decided to get is going to be a sweet kayak for the money. Thanks, Gemmas, for thanking Chuck. That was Walmart. That was wonderful of him. Here I got Walmart on my dang mind because Will mentioned Walmart. Yeah, Will, that's what I'm doing actually. If they still have the one that I want online, I will be grabbing the one that I'm looking for. Okay, the one that I really wanted to get but can't find, and I already went through Walmart and nope. They said they're not even on back order. They're just out. They're just gone. They can't ship me one because there isn't one to ship. And it's a new one. Now, I can't remember who the manufacturer was, but it's one of the higher end manufacturers. And it's a test. They put them on the market early this spring just to see if they'll sell. And they sold right out. And guess what? They're labeled Ozark Trail. Yep. I saw Ozark Trail on it. I said, you gotta be kidding me. That ain't happening. No way. Oh yeah. It's got the Ozark Trail trade name on it, but it's not built by Ozark. And that's just shy of $600. And it was 12 footer, 32 inches wide, weighed 62 pounds, which people think, oh, that's heavy. That's not heavy for a 12 footer. Not with all the gear it had on it. It had a lot of gear on that. Hike with Mike says in a few weeks we will be doing the last filming for Campfire Steve's documentary Skunk Ape. I smell ya. 2 nights filming in the Green Swamp. Can't wait. That sounds like so much fun, Mike. Oh, just doing the filming sounds like so much fun. But the end product is going to be fun. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Stingray Steve says you lose a lot of lures on them old trees too. Yep. Oh wow, Gemma. She's filming her history of autism video later. Oh, that's cool. 'Cause she has a history. Huge success story. Can't wait till that's posted, Gemma. Plano Chuck, LOL. Overturned a 12-foot John boat last year. I need to stay in my bigger boat or stay on shore. I've been on a little 12 with a buddy of mine, and one would fish, one would bail. One would fish, one would bail. That thing had more holes in it than a spaghetti strainer. Mike, awesome canoe hound. He is a great guy and such a mellow channel. Another channel you might like. From England is, I can't pronounce that. I can't. The three of us have a bond and similar channels. They are more polished than me. But I'll tell you, Mike's channel is natural, and it's great. Northern pike, they have sharp teeth, and I found that out the hard way. Oh yeah, I've had many a day where cut my hands up in the mouth of a pike. I've had many times cut the ends of my fingers up in their gills. Rod says my brother caught a huge catfish back in the 80s. He had it and a couple more tied to the bank, and a big turtle came up and bit it in half. He said he's seen the mud stirring up as it happened. Yeah, dang turtles. Yeah. I noticed a stringer off the side of my boat one time, yanking around, and I pull it up, and then I seen this big, really big, nasty snapper he's swimming away and down, and I lifted that stringer up, and I had a nice, about a 28-inch northern on it. I like eating the northerns between 26 and 30-inch. To me, they make the perfect size fillets. But he had gnawed my northern off just behind the head. So he was swimming off with the rest of that northern. Oh, that made me mad. Oh, yeah, gars. They got nasty teeth. Will the Rocker. Okay. Yeah, I already been to Will on that Ozark Trail kayak. I've already been through Walmart.com, searched. I went and I just Googled it and went everywhere that I could find any link for that Ozark Trail model. and they're just not there. They're just not available. There's specs on them and blah blah blah, but they all come up not available. Andy says, ain't nothing alive got teeth like my ex-mother-in-law. Stingray Steve. I saw a snake trying to get a duckling the other day. The mother duck went nuts. The snake was underwater. Yeesh. Yeesh, snakes, yeah. Chuck says, I cut my hand on the gill plate trying to land a muskie. Yeah, I've done that. On my right hand here, from just inside the middle finger all the way to the little finger. Really good one. I thought for sure I was going to get stitches out of that one. And that was on the gill plate of a muskie too. Trent had to run to the store, but I am back now. Welcome back, Trent. Yeah, I don't believe that sport fisherman angler is the one. No, I don't believe that's the one. That name doesn't fit. But I will go take a look at that sport fisherman angler. Margie's saying good night, Sty, and everyone. Has been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure when you're here, Margie. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll see you again soon. If not here, somewhere else, you know, I shop around. You know I'm in other streams. Stingray Steve says, God just gave me that video, Andy K. I was in my yard and made that video in less than half an hour. Cool. And Andy says, was a rare find and a really cool video, Steve. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, that is a cool video. Campfire Steve is in the house. He is. Is Campfire Steve in the house? Yes! Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, Campfire Steve. I've been trying to catch up in the chat for about the last 20 minutes or half hour, and I missed that. Campfire Steve says, saw you folks were hanging out. Thought I'd pop by for a few minutes, see what's happening. Great to see you, Steve. Hey, I watch your stuff. You guys are just, oh, you and Mike. I tell you what, you swamp folks can keep Sty laughing. I love it. And you guys just make me jealous. You just make me jealous. Especially that last video that Hike with Mike put up. You guys out there enjoying that camp. Oh. Old man was in a hike. It was in a hurry. Barracuda. Well, Moonface, lovely evening. I wish it was a lovely evening outdoors. The music is like a lullaby. Well, you know, I get folks that complain that they don't get enough sleep. And they come over here and I try to help them out. See that? Guess what I'm doing? Of course. There it is, folks. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Sty's heaven is marshmallow. That's right. Roasted marshmallows at the Sty Shack. Oh. That was a good one. You want to shut Sty up? Let him roast a couple of marshmallows. That'll shut him up for a few minutes. I never get too old for them. I just got a notice my Amazon package is shipped. It ain't the Amazon package I like, and that would be a big old new kayak getting dropped off at the front door tomorrow. But on Saturday, gosh, I would have to look. The last I looked, it didn't show any, but here it changes all the time. Well, for me, right here, it's supposed to be warm, 58 degrees, 60% chance of rain. So both Saturday and Sunday, 60% chance. I may throw the rain gear on and go out there anyway. Just the girls in the house. Hi! Wow, roasted marshmallows is relaxing music. Yeah. Campfire Seas says, I with Mike did put together a great edit of last weekend's camp out, yet we did forget the marshmallows. Yeah. Hike with Mike said that you guys, it didn't take long for you to revert back to 12-year-olds, and it made me wonder, where's the marshmallows? Will the Rocker, yeah. Yeah, Will the Rocker, I'm not worried about it because I have an alternate kayak that I'm looking at that no problem. I'll have it before the end of May. Old man, I used to catch 4-foot barracuda when I lived in Puerto Rico. Jeez. Andy says, nah, it's booked to over Eastern England this weekend. Moonface. Oh, the wife is calling. Stingray Steve has to head out. He has to go in the house. He can't stay out at the campfire. And we totally understand there, Steve. You have a good night. It was great having you. Trent says, Got me a peanut butter crisp bar at the store. Don't tell nobody. Well, why'd you tell me? That would be tasty. Sty loves his peanut butter. Those big jars. I wish I had one here to hold up so you know which one. I don't know how many ounce it is. But they're the big jars. Really big jars. I go through one of those a week. Uh-huh. Yeah. Hike with Mike. Oh, Will's got to get to bed. Have a wonderful, blessed night, Sty. Happy fishing, everyone. We'll see you, Will the Rocker. Yes. Yes, it was wonderful having you here. Yeah, Steve's channel. Yeah. Yeah. I got him. I'm subbed. And I got to go. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if you're just a viewer, which many of us are. Like I said earlier in my stream here, not everybody is a creator. A lot of people are just enjoyers, and they surf and they go to channels that they enjoy. I don't know if they have the same problem I do, but as a creator, I'm always looking at channels because that's where I get, it helps build creative energy is what it does. It gives you content ideas. It gives you approach ideas on how you're going to approach different things in your content and how you're going to present videos and streams and stuff. So I follow a lot of channels. Well, right now, you know, off to the left side of your home page, you have that column where it shows your subscribed videos, and then if you got more than the first dozen, I guess, it says show more, and you click show more. Well, right now mine shows, I think, about 1,800 channels, and I have about 200 channels that'll message me and say, well, Sty, you haven't watched any of my videos for last month, or could you check this one out? Can you check that one out? And boom, 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 boom. It's tough to do. It's tough to do. Because if I'm watching everybody's videos, I can't create on this side for my channel. I'm too busy in other people's channels. But now with Hike with Mike, some of these channels, many of your channels are the channels that I make time to go watch, okay? You don't need to feel privileged or anything. I watch what I like, and I like my followers' channels. And Steve's channel, it's another case of where I've gone over and watched, and I've given the thumbs up, but not left a comment. I am one of the worst for not leaving comments because I'm trying to get as many videos seen as possible. So I apologize for that. And yes, I got to get back to Steve's channel because he's a few videos ahead of what I've watched already. So I got to get back over to Steve's channel and catch up. I got to get over there and catch up. He is funny. He is funny, funny, funny. The old man says, Sty, I was in the Navy then. You know, I've had family and friends in the Navy, and they would tell me some of the places, some of their ports of call, and places they'd lay over and they'd fish, and I just, oh, you bums. Don't even tell me about it. Yeah. Trent says, the kayak you want, is it an 8 or a 10 footer or longer? The one I originally wanted was a 12 footer. The one that I'm going with, that I will most likely take at the end of the month, is a 10 footer. And actually the 10 footer, for the most part, is going to be better suited for what I want to do with it. 8 footer, I don't want an 8 footer. A few years back, a buddy of mine had a 8 footer, and it was a sit, and I'm going with a sit on, not a sit in kayak. Sit in kayaks to me are just they are a bummer to fish from. Sit ons are great, but his 8 footer, the stability of it just seemed awkward to me. I tried a 10 footer and I felt real good on it. So that's what I'm going to go with, is a 10 footer, a 10 or a 12. We'll see what I'll see what I find and what the budget allows around the 15th of May, so that it can be delivered to me, or I can pick it up no later than, say, the 24th, 25th of May. Just the girl says, I want a small kayak really bad, but have a 2000 Toyota Camry, so I'm still trying to figure it out. Actually, with the haulers you can get for the roof of your car, you can haul a 10-foot kayak on that Toyota Camry, and once you learn how to put it on, you won't even know that thing's traveling up there. Hey, Muskie Hands. Everybody say hi to Muskie. I love the word muskie to start with. If Muskie comes in the house, got my attention. Yeah, I got Cole sent me, those of you that know Cole's Outdoors, Cole sent me an email with a confirmation number. I don't need the confirmation number, but he sent me an email, and my muskie buzzbait is on its way. So Sunday, in the Sty Story Sunday, I will be showing off my new buzzbait. Hike with Mike says, just a girl. I have a Honda, hoping to get a truck soon to throw a kayak in the pickup. Yeah, see, and now that's the thing, is now, like with my truck, it's got a 5.5 foot box on it. It's got the full crew cab, short box, 5.5 foot. I put a 10-foot kayak in there, and if I want it inline in the box, it's hanging 4.5 feet off the tail end. But because it's a crew cab, I'm putting the roof mounts with the kayak on the roof. That way too, I can keep the tailgate up, I can keep the tonneau cover closed. It'll all work out great. I'm thrilled. I'm excited, because not long from now, I don't know if Running Water's still in the house, but if he is, I will be taking my topper off as soon as we don't have rain, and it'll be set off at your place, and we can move it whenever we want. To tear down your shed, build the new shed, do the trees, whatever. It's not hard to move. 2 people grab it and walk off with it. But I'm going to just set it on a couple of those 2x6s we have to keep it off the ground, and get my tonneau cover put on my truck, because I have a pickup box dome tent that is custom made for that particular pickup box that I want to get some use out of as soon as the weather allows me to get out and do some truck camping. Oh, Andy says, Sty North, sorry mate, son's just called to ask me to give him a hand when he gets off work in the morning, so I better try to get a few Z's before I have to go to his in about 4 hours. Yes, sir, Mike. Oh, Andy, rather, Mike. Andy, hey, you get some sleep. Everybody, Andy does not get a lot of sleep, and I'm hoping that he gets at least gets a few hours of sleep tonight. Yeah, and Hike with Mike's right. He's got a Honda, and he's hoping to get a truck. Yeah, nothing like being able to throw a kayak in the back of the truck or a small canoe. I've always been a canoe owner, and then I gave up on canoes. I sold my last one, and ever since I thought, now I want to go with a kayak. My last canoe that I sold, that little canoe was sweet. It was sweet. It was a 12-footer, little aluminum canoe, and it had a flat tail on it so I could put a small kicker motor on. And it was a great canoe for a single paddler. And it was at 12 feet. I could take one or two of the grandkids with me out in that canoe. Yeah. I wish I still had it. Wish I still had it. I have a platform stand for the topper planned along with the shed build. Well, here's the thing, Running Water. I got to do some measurements. Just by eye shot, it's not going to be an issue. I just have to do some consideration on how it's going to affect my trailer structurally. But I want to take the side windows out of my topper and install them on the back and sides of my trailer, because those windows are latching, sliding windows with screens, and they'd be awesome windows in the mobile Sty Shack. So, and then I would just sell the topper shell for whatever I can get for it. But to have it on a stand would be great for a while, and we can always use the stand for something else. Old man says, Sty, get one that you can put an outrigger on and a 15 horsepower kicker. Zoom! Yeah. The thing is here in Wisconsin, if you have a lake that's 2 acres or less, it's a no-wake lake. No motorized propulsion allowed at all. And many of the lakes that I want to fish are just that. I just don't think I get the use out of a kicker. Not for the lakes I'm going to be fishing. But if I was younger, oh yeah. Campfire Steve says, SOT kayaks are the best. Ocean kayak caper is less than 12 foot. I can kneel in it. I have been busted peeing from it while hanging my legs off the side. If you flip it, you are ridiculous. We see up here, the south shore of Lake Superior in this area where I live. I got some old videos. It's a 2-part video. A hike out to the Apostle Islands, or the National Lake. Anyway, the Apostle Islands sea caves. You want to see a ton of kayaks. Holy smokes, in the summer up here. We have one town, the name of the town's Cornucopia, and that's just north of the sea caves. northwest, and then to the southeast, well, almost due east of the Sea Caves is another organization that does kayak tours, and there's times you go out to the Sea Caves and there'll be 35 kayaks in the area. Now those guys are using a lot of touring kayaks. They're fast. They're designed for the water they're in, because tell you what, Lake Superior, it wants to kill you. But I contacted them because both those organizations, outfits, have used kayaks they sell annually every year. Forget it. Their used prices are over $1,000 a piece for them. Everything they're running super high end. But then to rent a kayak for the day costs you $100 just to rent a kayak. $100. Musky Hand says, I like kayaks and canoes. Unfortunately, since my back has been tough to use canoe. Yeah. See, and I have bum hips, and I did that at Walmart a couple weeks ago. They got madder than heck at me. I told them, I said, I need a couple of those kayaks pulled down off the rack. They said, what for? I said, so I can sit in. Well, you can't do that. I said, well, then they ain't selling me one. And yeah, right, dry ground sitting, at least to see, are my hips going to be able to handle the position in this sit-on, you know? And the sit-ins, that's the biggest problem I have, is that if I'm out there for more than an hour and my hips start stiffening up on me, I can roll my legs off to the side, or I can straddle T-bone it and stand up. But if I'm in a sit-in kayak, I just cannot get my legs up and hoist myself out of the dang thing because of my hips. Gemma's Journey Grace says, yay, I hit my goal. What was your goal? Oh, she hit her 2.4K. Yes, Gemma. Good for you. Good for you. Hey, Moonface, thanks for... Yes, Gemma. 2.4. She's out front. I'm trying to keep up with Gemma. I don't compete for it. I don't set goals there. As long as I got the people I love to have, I'm good with it. It can be 2,000 or 20,000. As long as it's good people, I got good people, Sty's good with it. Sty's happy with it. But I am so happy because what that shows at 2.4, that shows that Gemma's getting the exposure and people are getting the message. That's what I love to see. Musky Hand says, where do you fish in Wisconsin? I live by Madison. Oh, well, I live all the way up in Ashland, right on Lake Superior. I fish all the inland lakes around up here in northern Wisconsin, everything north of, well, I'll say everything north of Highway 8 and east, pretty much so, or east, west of Highway 13. I used to have to go down to Madison 4 or 5 times a year for my work, and yeah, I'd jump on Highway 13, take it all the way down there, and then cut over to Madison off of the interstate. Oh, you are... No, don't you dare say sorry, Gemma. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. And... Yeah. No, you never have to say you're sorry to me, Gemma. More than enough. Enough. I wish you could do videos on edible berries and plants. That information is so helpful. The only problem is how many different variations and types there are in different states. And it is, I am so glad to see you here, and thank you for that comment, because that is one of the issues. And now I have a playlist called Live or Die Off the Land. It's a series. And if you check that playlist off and you go down that playlist a little ways, you'll see there's one in there that talks about food sources, about wild edibles. It talks about the proteins. It talks about plant life. All the different resources for living off the land that are generally of our area, but it doesn't even touch. It's just a small portion of it. And I will be doing more. I've got a few videos where I'm out on a hike and I go, oh, well, check this out. Sty's going to snack on that. I was building a tarp shelter one time, doing a video on building a basic tarp shelter. And when I got the tarp shelter set up as a lean-to type shelter, I looked, and in that tarp shelter, from dragging my tarp into the location, because I tore it off of another shelter I had built, and I just drug it to that site. But in the process of dragging it there, the bottom of it, my dog at the time, my mascot, she's laying there, and I'm looking at her, and she's staring at something. I went over and looked. Here, the bottom of that thing was covered with wild blackberries. Oh man, I picked all them blackberries up out of that. Had myself a snack while I'm building the shelter. But yeah. I do need to do more videos on that topic. I am not an expert on wild edibles like so many other channels are out there. But I do know enough wild edibles to share that knowledge, and I know enough wild edibles that Sty ain't going to starve to death if he's out there. But yeah, I'll do that this summer. That'll be on my to-do list, on the video list. Moonface, LOL, Sty, you're so adorable. I'm not adorable. Look at me. I'm just an old man in front of a microphone. Adorable. Yeah. Yeah. You wouldn't want to poison anybody. Exactly. That's why I stick to and make sure that I'm only dealing with known, easy to identify wild edibles when I'm doing any of that. When I suggest anybody sampling anything out there, I want them to be able to say, yeah, I'm confident this is the right plant, or I am eating it properly. Yeah, I wouldn't want to poison anybody. That's why I stay away from the mushroom hunting, other than any obvious mushrooms. Morels are, there is a false morel, but they are actually easy to identify. Running water. Stop by the house at some point and check out the windows I ordered for the shed. Delivered today. Surface mount, built-in screen. Might be a nice option for trailer. I will do that. Where are they? On your porch or in the house? Moonface says, wow, I thought I was far north. Yeah, Moonface, I can't go any farther north without getting my feet wet. I have to go west and then go around the tip of Lake Superior to go farther north. Which, this year I'm not going to be able to swing it. I just can't afford to. Next year I'll have a fund set aside, and I will be going to northern Minnesota and hanging out in a few areas up in the Arrowhead of Minnesota and doing some northern pike fishing up there. Those are my old stomping grounds growing up. We spent many, many, many years up in the Boundary Waters canoe area. Muskie Hand says, nice. I go fishing in the Northwoods some. I have fished Superior before, and I fished by Clam Lake. Yes, Clam Lake. Great area down there. There's a little lake north of Clam Lake. It's out in the middle of farm country, actually. It's surrounded by hardwood forest. But, and you can't see the dang lake from any road anywhere. And where you can park your vehicle, you can drag a boat about the length of a football field down through the woods to the lake, and you catch bluegills that I'm not kidding. Them buggers are slabs. You always fillet those bluegills from that lake. Just fillet them. You get these beautiful 1/2 to 3/4 inch thick, full-size bluegill fillets, and we batter them up and fry them up, and we call them fish chips. They're fish chips. Just grab them and eat them like chips. And oh, they're, yeah, biggest bluegills I've ever caught were in that little lake. I gotta go back down there and visit that lake someday. Yeah, in fact, any muskie fishing I do is on the Chippewa flowage. Any lakes interconnected with the Chippewa flowage, yeah, that's where I like to do my muskie fishing. And there's a few of those where I'm going to get in there with a kayak. Some of them are pretty big lakes, but some of them have these tiny little bays here and there, and they have these awesome shallows that once you get through the shallows, there'll be deep pools and lots of structure and weed beds and awesome muskie in it. You can't get to it with a boat because unless you're in a canoe or a kayak, because there's spots where you might have 5 inches of draft is all you're going to have, full of deadheads and rocks. So nobody takes their boats in there, never. And that's where I'll be. I'll be paddling into the little coves that everybody's wishful thinking. And the rare occasional fellow with a 12-foot John boat will zip up there and pop his motor up and then use his oars and drag himself through them shallows, bouncing off of deadheads until they get in there. And then sure enough, that you'll find out they got in there and got a 45-inch muskie out of there. But that's rare. People just don't want to deal with it. I will. Running water. Oh, Native Grammy says, love morels. Yep, haven't seen any yet in our neck of the woods. I'm hoping to at least get into a few, enough for Sty to have a meal. Doctor up a meal. Running water says, probably in the house. Joe was going to be opening my packages and consolidating. Yeah, when I put all those packages I found on your porch last week in the house, I thought, I bet you Joe's mad at me because they covered the front. I put them on the floor and stacked them, but they covered almost half of the sofa, the big couch, big 7-foot couch. And at least 4 or 5 feet of it was blocked by boxes that Running Water had delivered. Yeah. Rod says, I fished Lake Erie as a child. Never caught anything. That was in the 60s. Oh my God, I'm getting old. LOL. I love hearing it, Rod. I love hearing once in a while somebody say, back in the 60s, all my childhood memories are from the 60s. My earliest memory goes back to 1961. Moon phase. Going back to the old stomping ground sounds fantastic. You have a great time. I sure will try. Yeah. I got a year to make plans to do it. I'm trying to make plans for the only trip I'm planning on making, long trip, for outdoors activity. We're still working on it. We're not sure when and how it's going to happen, and that's with Cole's Outdoors, is to meet up in the UP of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, about halfway between him and I, because he's just below the bridge, Mackinac Bridge, down in the lower part of the state, and he'll come up over the bridge, and I'll head across the UP, and we'll meet somewhere in the middle, and we're going to spend, I don't know, 2 to 4 days together, and he'll have his new kayak, I'll have my kayak, and we're going to do some fishing together. Canoe Hound says, hello, y'all, I'm back for a bit. Hello again, Sty North. Yeah, hello. Great to have you back. Yeah, I've had a couple of folks that live on Erie that have invited me to come, and one of them is a guide, and he wants to take me out walleye fishing. I told him, I said, I don't know that it'll happen this year, but that I might be able to fit in next year too, because this year is just getting myself established for the rest of my life. I'm getting all my outdoor needs taken care of this year, and then next year it'll be just pure outdoors. I won't have to meet a bunch of needs. Native Grammy says muskie fishing is so fun. Yeah, you know, they call it, Minnesota's the state of 10,000 lakes, right? Land of 10,000 lakes. The muskie is the fish of 10,000 casts. I've fished for muskie 2-3 days. Had a couple follow-throughs. Could see that dang old fish coming right up to the boat. Figure 8 on him, and he'd be right there, and he's just watching that bait, and then swim on. Spend 3 days casting, pounding every muskie bait I had. Just can't get nothing to strike. And just about the time I'm ready to give up, boom! 36 to 40 incher. Boom! That one fish would make up for all 3 days. I would be walking on cloud 9 for a month after I'd hit a fish like that. And I loved it. And the thing is, you gotta love being on the water, and you gotta love just the challenge of trying to trigger a muskie to smack that lure. Canoe Hound says muskie fishing is fun if you're actually catching muskie. That goes right to my point. Now, I do know of a couple of lakes that I like to fish, and I can catch anywhere from 2 to 5 muskies a day, and with that, 2 to 5 nice pike. Now, all those muskies, though, are between 26 and 34 inches. Nothing over that. Never get a muskie in those lakes over 34 inches. So if you hit a 34 incher, you're thrilled. But those lakes, you will catch muskie. And So for the fun of it. Oh, yeah, I gotta jump down for just a second here. Well, okay. Rod says old people need love too, LOL. Yeah. I always say, you gotta love old people. Because they need love too. Especially when they don't want to be old. And they refuse to be old. Canoehound says, I fish Lake Erie now. Great fishing for walleye and perch. That's what this one fellow was telling me. He's telling me, yeah, you get over here and see me. I'll put you out and I'll take you out. And you're going to have a blast catching walleye. And yeah, Erie's got some awesome perch in it too. Awesome perch. Running Water says, for your information, chainsaw and the supplies arrived if you get bored. Hey, if it quits raining, I crap you not, buddy. I'll go over there, get it all, I'll get everything set up, get it all put together, ready to go. I'll go get the fuel, get everything all set up, and I'll start bucking up them trees. I'd love to go over there and buck them trees up. Yes. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah. You know, your pop, man. When I was living up at Camp WTF, I had 2 people that would help me throughout the summer, spring until fall. Load wood into a trailer and haul it to our camp. They would leave the trailer and they'd go about their business. Then I would unload the trailer and I would deck all those pieces of wood. Well, we would buck that wood into 8-footers for the trailer. So I'd deck a big stack of 8-foot material. I'd get like 2 to 4 cord stacked up. Then I'd take off after it with the chainsaw. I'd buck up all of that, and then I would hand split all of it. Split it all with an axe. Not them all, with an axe. I had gotten to the point where swinging that heavy maul seemed to be just a waste of my time because I was splitting that wood just fine with an axe. So I just used a good sharp axe. Well, for 2 years, I put up a total each year of 22 cord by myself. I didn't have no help. So I would buck up. Other than hauling the long sticks to the site, once the sticks were on the site, I didn't have any help. I would buck up, hand split, haul, stack, and pile 22 cord by myself every year to heat the Sty Shack and one other cabin. And that was before I had my heart attack. That's why when I did have my heart attack, it shocked the heck out of me. I felt like I was in I thought I was in the best shape of my life. Now I'm feeling better and better. And Running Water had some trees taken down that need to be bucked up. And he got himself a brand new chainsaw, all the goodies to go with it. Now my chainsaw got left at Camp WTF. That was another item I lost. But he's got the gear. Sty's right here. I'm gonna buck that tree up. You watch me. I'm gonna love it. Rod says, I need to get in the woods so I can sleep. No kidding, Rod. this is no kidding, folks. Last night. One thing about being on a CPAP machine, it can trigger dreams that are, they call them enhanced dream. I'm telling you what, you think you're there. Last night, when I fell asleep, I knew when I fell asleep. I had just looked at the clock, and it couldn't have been minutes after that. Boom, I was out. I woke up later exhausted. Exhausted. I dreamt that I was in camp, setting up camp, getting camp ready. And the worst part of it is that was the first part of my dream. Second part was the hiking into where I was going to camp. Now that was bass-ackwards, but that's dreams for you. So I woke up and realized 2 hours had passed. For 2 hours in my dreams, I was constantly going at it. So I felt exhausted. I got up, got a drink of water, thought, what the heck? I had a quick smoke, went back to bed, fell asleep because I felt exhausted. Sure enough, what woke me up this morning, 6:45, boom, wide awake, because I woke up from the dream of me sleeping outdoors in a camp. I got to sleep at that camp in the second half of the night. So I woke up feeling really refreshed. Yep. More enough says, live in Ohio. Rest of the relation was in. I can't pronounce it. Sty's terrible with pronouncing names. You know what I mean? Names of towns, names of people, YouTube channel names. When a kid, boy, those smelt runs were tasty. They're selling fresh trout here in Ashland right now. The smelt are starting to run. They're not running heavy. A couple days, they should run good. Rod says your mind and soul never grows old. It's the body that kills you. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Rod says he's never had smelt. Smelt are pretty good. But I just never got, I can't get around eating what I consider bait. I use smelt, frozen smelt, for northern pike bait when I'm fishing on a bottom rake off of the shoreline of Lake Superior. I like to use frozen smelt. And one meal of them, one good sized meal of smelt does the trick for me. Okay. Face by LOL hanging on by a thread. Yeah, because Rolling Homestead asked, you still up? Holding on by a thread, but yeah. Canoe Holland says, hi there, Rolling Homestead. Yeah, Rolling Homestead's got about a half hour before he's got a stream going on. Moonface Sty Stories, best entertainment on YouTube. Well, thank you. Yeah, I see. I know where you're talking about. I can't pronounce that. I can't pronounce it. Ain't that terrible? See, I like Wisconsin towns like Ino. I-N-O. Can't mess that up. Ino. I lived in a town, running water was a little boy at the time, but we lived in a town out in northwestern Montana called Noxon. Once you learn to spell Noxon, you can never spell it wrong because it's spelled the same forward and backward. N-O-X-O-N. Noxon. Can't go wrong. Rolling Homestead says, I do miss me bushcraft camp. Great place to think and find the real you. Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. I miss Camp WTF. I don't miss some of the unnecessary stresses that were going on. But that was only a small portion of my life at Camp WTF. But boy, do I miss it. I miss it every single day. I lived, for those folks that don't know much about Camp WTF, I lived in a shack, and we called it the Sty Shack. It was an old pole building that I converted into a cottage. And it was very rustic, and it was off-grid. The whole property was off-grid. The property also had a nice, very large, one-bedroom cottage. More of a cabin than a cottage. But Rory, the founder of the camp's other half, lived in that cottage. The founder, the two of them didn't live together, but they were a couple. The founder had a 40-foot RV parked at the camp also that he stayed in when he was available to be out at camp, because he was also working his career at the time. He was a police officer, full-time police officer. So, Camp WTF, I could get up in the morning, walk out my door, walk across my tiny little, what I considered a yard, on fire pits right outside the door. I could walk straight into the woods. And there was a trail blazed from my door straight out to base camp. And I could go out to base camp and spend a day. I could spend a week. If I had clients, I was out there with clients constantly. All the surrounding land around Camp WTF was all county, national forest, and some tribal trust lands. Nobody lived out there. Oh, I miss that. If you're wondering what I'm eating, energy. You pronounce that first word. Blueberry's good. White chocolate blueberries. That first fruit that's listed on there, I looked it up. Looked it all up. You pick that fruit, it's rotten in 3 days. I want to know how they made it last for this. Everything I read about it has to be eaten fresh immediately, because it will not store. It goes rotten in 3 days. But they sell it all over the place in things. So can't keep it for more than 3 days, but they figured out a way to make it last. I don't know. Brad says, when I was a kid and couldn't sleep, I'd grab a light and head up in the woods for a couple of hours. When I got home, I could sleep. Yeah. Isn't that nuts, Rod? it's like that fresh air and that serenity made your whole system slow down and relax. And then you could find that you could be relaxed enough to actually get some rest. Yeah, the outdoors is the best medicine. Oh yeah, more than enough says, especially with the light rain falling through the trees, Rod. I used to love that when I'd sleep in a tent or a canvas shelter or a tarp shelter of any kind, and it would start to lightly rain and you'd hear that pop, 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 on the tent. Put my butt right to sleep. Another thing I loved, and people would not think that this situation that you would be able to sleep. Thunderstorms. Oh my God. Especially when it's not too distant, but not right on top of you. Rolling thunder. Oh my gosh, that'll knock me right out. When the lightning starts flashing and the booms are just shaking you right to the bone, that's when I lay there and I just listen to it all and just wait for the next big flash, and I enjoy the show. Oh yeah. Trent asked, that's in Montana, right? The bush camp? No, that was here in northern Wisconsin. It was about 40 miles north of where I live right now. And it was right on, it was one of the very few, in fact, the road I lived on, there was only 3 cottages. 2 of them were just strictly seasonal for deer hunting, and that's all they used it for was deer camp. Where we lived year round. That's all there was from the highway all the way to Lake Superior. Now, the first 1.5 miles in from the shoreline of Lake Superior is the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore. It's considered a wilderness area, and where we lived, you rarely saw any other people. Rare. It was so rare. In fact, it was so rare that if we heard a truck come past where we lived down the road, because beyond us, in fact, today, you can't get beyond where we were at. You get to where we were at, and right across the road, the gravel road that took you out to where our camp was, right across that road is the second cottage in this whole area. That whole area covers probably about 16 square miles, I would say. 16 square miles of nobody. And today, you get to that second cottage, which was only about 75 yards from the end of our driveway into our homestead. About 75 yards beyond that, there's a cottage right close to the edge of the road. Right after that cottage, it's barricaded. Now, from there, it's another 1.5 miles, and you get to Lake Superior. Now, it was 1.5 miles to get to camp, and then it was another 1.5 miles to get to Lake Superior. So, yeah, it was a beautiful place. Beautiful place. I could go out there and hike for literally days, and I would never see a soul, never see anyone. Yeah, moon phase, a wonder of preservatives. Yeah, I haven't read the package. I'm nervous. I don't want to read the package. Oh, that's for your YouTube Messenger. Boom, boom. It says it's an expired link. Oh, no, it came up. New invitation. See, I'm not used to this. I haven't been using this option. I've heard about it. It says to start sharing with Rolling Homestead. So I said accept, and it said to start sharing with you. I clicked that. Oh wow. Oh, I see. Yeah, I can share a message with you now. So, yeah, I'm going to have to figure out this in the future. This is not a good time for me to be experimenting. And you say click on the link and it'll walk me through the rest. I'll get it figured out. Old man says, I remember watching the northern lights from my bedroom window when I was a kid. Yeah, ain't that great? Where we would stay in northern Minnesota, the northern lights were absolutely beautiful. We'd look out of our cabin. We'd sit outside because the cabin was only 12 feet from the water's edge. We would sit outside on this rock wall that was right on the water's edge, and it sat about 4 feet above the water. And we'd sit out on that rock wall, or we'd sit in lawn chairs right out front of the cabin and sit there almost all night and watch the northern lights. And you'd fall asleep out there in a dang lawn chair. It's just beautiful. Moon Phase 5 says, I must say it's been great spending the evening with you, Sty. I'll catch up with you again soon. God bless and good night. Yes, you too. It was a very big pleasure having you here, Moonface. Hope to see you again soon. Trent says, for some reason you make me want to go rewatch the movie The Straight Story. Native Grammy. Oh my God, the Northern Lights are gorgeous. Aren't they? Aren't they? There's just nothing like them. Nothing like them. I love the Northern Lights. Especially where I really enjoyed them the most was in Boundary Waters canoe area. Especially when we'd overnight on an island out in the middle of a large lake. And there weren't that many large lakes within the Boundary Waters, but Burnside Lake outside of Ely, Minnesota is like, it's the front door to Boundary Waters, and people will hire I, when I'd be up there vacationing, I had a really nice little boat, and I had canoe. I mean, people taking canoe trips. There'd be anywhere from 8 to 15 of them, and they'd pay me to tow them and all their canoes across that big lake to the entry point of Boundary Waters, to the first portage. And I got off track, but what I loved to do is we would stay on a remote island on Burnside Lake, and all you saw were these awesome rocky shorelines, just solid rock and cliffs, this wide open lake, and the northern lights out over Boundary Waters. It was just a die for. Just like the Paulding light is great. I gotta watch my time here, because I do want to shut down at 11. I know Rolling Homestead's going live at 11. I will be jumping over there, Rolling Homestead, after I shut mine down. I don't know how long I'll be able to stay, because I got a couple of things I got to get done tonight, and I got an early day tomorrow. So, but I will try to hang out for a while. Yes, absolutely. It's been a great night around the campfire. I think we topped out at like 18 to 20 viewers. Let's see here. Yep, we peaked at 20 viewers for a while. So that's great, and we've been averaging real good. I mean, over 15 viewers for 3/4 of the stream, and then it just dropped off to around 10. 8 to 10 people for the last, what has it been? 30 minutes for the last half hour. That's a great stream for me. I love it. Absolutely love it. It was great. I didn't see Todd come in tonight. I feel bad. I feel bad that Todd didn't stop in so I could thank him. Now I want to, those that are still here, I want to remind everybody, of course, Sty Story Sunday, Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I didn't get to do this last Sunday. We got way off track. But I will be doing it this Sunday. I have 2 stories that somebody emailed me. And I'm going to read those 2 stories along with telling my story about a challenged individual that really made me think twice about the term disabled. I think that story is going to touch a few people. Renee D, guitar. Hi. Oh, it's great to see you. Gemma says, just thought I'd come back again and say good morning from the UK. I am heading to bed again shortly, but hey, Gemma, you get some rest. You get some sleep. And thank you again so much. It is so great to have you here. That's why Gemma has her blue wrench, because she looks out for Sty. She's wonderful. Rod says, didn't get burned one time. Didn't get any marshmallows though. yeah, at least the sparks stayed in the fire. I have to say, oh, thank you, Native Grammy. She says, I'll be there. I have to say, last Sunday's stream, for those of you that were present at the time, my Sty story kind of upset one of my best followers, because he's so very passionate about the outdoors and the encroachment of man on the outdoors. And he felt that he needed to disagree with me on some of my positions related to endangered species and how man and animals interact. But God bless him. God bless him. He's one of my best YouTube friends. I would love to meet him in person and spend some time with him, because that showed how good the people are that follow my channel are. Him and I discussed it in front of everybody. And what was the end result? Our friendship was even stronger than it was when we walked into it. And really, we didn't even have to agree to disagree. We just were seeing the same thing through different eyes. We were seeing the same thing through different eyes. And that's what I love about my audience. I just love it. Rod says, didn't give... Okay, no, I read that. And Native Grammy says, I'll be there. That is so great. Renee, thank you. I love your voice. Why do people keep saying that they like my voice? I don't know what it is. I just never, like I had said real early in the stream, somebody had said that, oh, I like your voice. And I always say, I hear myself and I go, ew, why would you want to listen to him? But yeah, everybody's their own worst critic, I guess. Gemma, have to say you're awesome. I love seeing you in different chats. I'm going to email you my story. Yes, do that, sweetheart. I'd love to have you do that. And you know where to find my email. It's in my About page. Renee says, God bless you, Sty North. Well, thank you. Thank you. And I feel that he has. He has. My life's been a long haul. It's been trying. It's been hard. It's been full of hardship. And it's been full of love, joy, riches. It's been on every possible plane that a person's life could be. There were times in my life where I said, why me? Why do I have to go through all of this? And now I know. It's what made me me. And it's what put me here with all of you great folks. That's why it all went the way it did. And I would, okay. Yeah, I love that, Gemma. Yup, I've written it down. That's so great. Trent goes, all I got to say about last Sunday's Sty story is shoot it. You know, it was a shame that they had to kill that bear, because it wasn't the bear's fault that they were there. But it wasn't their fault that the bear was a non-typical very vicious bugger. And it was an unhappy ending for all parties involved, is what that ended up being. And boy, there's a lot that goes with that story. And that was one of my, and it always will be, one of my biggest concerns when it comes to mankind and the wildlife. We have to share this planet. The wildlife shouldn't take us out, and we should not take it out. Not just people need to learn to live together, but we all, the whole planet needs to learn to live together. My biggest concern is whenever man tries to regulate nature, there's too many people out there that they do not regulate nature, they regulate man. You take someone like me or someone like Hike with Mike that are passionate and we love the outdoors, just totally love the outdoors, and will do anything to defend the wilderness. We are the type of people that will be banned from areas because there are so many people that say man should have no involvement or impact whatsoever on that wildlife, and they want to restrict huge areas. They want to restrict it from access by us, those true outdoor lovers. And that's something Sty could never support, is them ever legislating and saying, Sty, you can't go out there. You might upset a bear. You might scare a rabbit. You might have a campfire and that smoke might get in the eyes of an owl. I don't want to ever see that day come. And that, for one thing, thank goodness, at my age, I don't think I'll see it, but I sure hope future generations are not disallowed to be out there and actually physically come in contact with the natural world and learn what it is to be one with it. But yeah, there I blah 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 blah. Sty rattling on. Rolling Home says, all right, gotta get ready for our live stream. See you there. Take care. All yep. Yeah, he's gotta go. He's got a stream coming up in about 6 minutes. Gemma's Journey says, love you all the hearts. Good night, Gemma. And she said it again. Your voice is for sure is soothing. Everybody is right. You need to be on radio. Joe says, hi, Sty, just woke up. Joe Cook, you came in just as we're getting ready to shut down. I might go a few minutes over, but I can't go but a few, because I did promise Rolling Homestead that I would jump over to his live tonight for a little while. I see it just popped up that he's live, but you know, they're not like Joe. He's sliding in here right at the tail end. It's 5 minutes to 11 Central Time here, where I'm at. But he's here. He's here. Everybody that comes and sees Sty around the campfire or at the Sty Shack for stories, they show up. They show up. They may not be able to stay. They may be able to only let folks know, here I am. And that's what it's all about. You can't be everywhere all the time, every time. You just can't. And Sty sure understands that. I am learning that. I am quickly learning. Yes, old man, I will be there in a little bit. But I am learning that my life now is what I have to do around home, and you got to do the daily deeds, and then the rest of my life is the outdoors, little projects to help people I care about, and this, popping a video up twice a week, and these 2 live streams that I get to share your lives with you. Not just my life with you, but you're sharing your lives back. And that's priceless. That is absolutely priceless to me. So as far as I'm concerned, Sty's final years are going to be about the best I could ever have imagined, because I'm surrounded by some of the best people. I don't mean to ignore anybody or anything, but I gotta look at something I got going on over here that okay, that's what's going on. There we go. Okay, well, Renee D says the best dreams happen when you are awake. Yeah, okay, I see the point. I get that point. That's great. Joe Cook says, so sorry I am so late, but my meds for surgery just knocked me out. Now, did you have your surgery, Joe? Can you tell me real quick? Did you have your surgery? And how are you recovering, buddy? I couldn't remember. I was mad at myself yesterday because I couldn't remember when your surgery was. Yeah, Rod, we'll see you shortly. But yeah, Joe Cook had some surgery he needed to have done, and you did have it, and boy, Joe, you couldn't get a bigger wish for speedy recovery, buddy. Oh, I sure am praying that you have a speedy recovery, and I bet you are sore. Just trying to manage that pain, yeah. And you gotta medicate to get through it. And if it knocks you out, I look at it this way: that period of time is time you didn't have to deal with it. But yes, I hope you have a speedy recovery, and that soreness and pain goes away. Yep. Well, folks, and you never have to say no, you're more than welcome, Joe. I care. I really do. And you never have to say you're sorry, Joe, for whatever reason you're late coming in, or if you couldn't even make it. You never have to say you're sorry. Life goes on. Life is going to make us do what life wants us to do sometimes. So, with that, folks, I'm going to be shutting it down. I see we got 8 people still in the house. You people hung out tough through the whole thing. It's been a charm, as it was last Wednesday, and we'll keep these things going. This was Campfire number 2. Next Wednesday's Campfire number 3. And don't forget about Sty Story Sundays. So, we'll see you either Sunday or next Wednesday, I hope. So, one last, you're a great man, Sty. Keep it up, keep it up, the great work. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Native Grammy, you have an awesome night too. I just, yeah, and say hi to your hubby for me. You too, yeah, I just love following you too. I like going for rides with Native Grammy and her hubby. Yep, because that's what Sty, if Sty has a chance, that's what he'd be doing. So, with that, folks, I gotta let you all go, and we'll see you next time. And you all take really good care of yourselves in the meantime. If I can get this system to let me do what it's supposed to do. There we go. Good night, everybody.